The Gemba 360 Compliance Calendar is one of the most used features of the entire dashboard. It allows you to centralize all of your quality, risk, governance, and compliance reporting onto one calendar. And let me show you how this works. Essentially, this is actually connected directly to things like the Gemba Docs, where your policies and contracts are stored. You also have under this section here on the right hand side areas where you can actually load in your rule book or your constitution document, and it'll actually pour information into your compliance calendar. Let me show you with just one entry how this works. So essentially, over the year, there's so many different compliance activities that your agency needs to do. This can include updating your policies, your contracts, getting ready for AGM reports, quality audits, client file audits, a whole range of different things. So what we have set up on, which is unique to Gemba 360, is the Gemba 360 compliance calendar. It is set up so that way it's all traffic light coded, green, oranges, and reds, and you can guess what red actually means, which means that it's overdue. Green means it's on time, and orange means that it is becoming late. Now, if I open one of these, here's one here, and I can see that we've got something here where it's a privacy policy. It's due on the 28th, and we've got it set for sent to the compliance manager, being Fred. And what happens is an email goes out on the review date. Now, if it's not actioned a week before the due date, which is here under the due date column, then a automatic email goes up to Fred's line manager, and we can see the position responsible. So this way, the idea is that nothing ever gets missed out of your compliance calendar. If you go into it, and we can click on this button here, we can actually go in and update it and say, meeting today to review policy and complete it. Okay. Now, if I mark that this is in progress, then what this will do is actually update the status here. It also means that you've now got the file note here of what is done and when. Now, if I go back and change it, and let's say now that I'm going to say, look, we're actually going to complete it by tomorrow morning, and now I'm going to save this entry again. So I've made this minor change. So where is this file note and where can I see it? Well, under the log areas, you can actually see that now I've just actually made these changes and exactly what's done. So the idea is that anytime that there's a change or action that's taken place, a log is actually left behind of what is actually done and when. And if I go back all the way back to the calendar itself, here we are here, I can see that there's also another item here that I want to actually have a look. And this is actually when I go in to see that it's due with the FASA. And again, the information's there. Now, I can see that this is in progress, which is unusual. So let me have a look, because this is a few days ago. So what has actually happened here? Well, I can actually go in and go, right, let's have a look. We have in the notes section that essentially Fred met with the Department of Health, and they have said, get this in by the end of the month. And we've got an email in the calendar folder to actually add that evidence that this has been done. So when I go back, I can actually have a look. And again, we've got the calendar folder listed here of the evidence of any other correspondence that has happened with this particular entry. So you can see from this, it means that nothing ever gets missed ever across the agency from month to month or day to day or year to year. And the great thing about this is that a lot of agencies actually go in at the start of each month for their management meeting, will actually simply go on to show all calendar entries, print out a full calendar under the details view, and take this with them to the management meeting. It is such a simple tool that is so widely used by agencies to ensure that all of their quality, governance, risk, and compliance documentation right across their agency is always actioned, is always completed, and if there is an activity that needs to be done, it is managed even if a staff member is not there. It will be a great asset to you within your agency.